Hey, my bad. You know it's a trackpad, so you gotta hit it at the right spot.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Truck and Hustle Presents The Shift, where we share helpful insights in freight technology. I am here today broadcasting live from Orlando, Florida, where there's a lot of freight technology on display and also a lot of freight brokers as well. And this man is actually in Orlando, Florida with me, Mr. Johnny McCord, flying in from the UK.
Absolutely. Yep. Fresh in, landed on Monday.
Fresh in from the UK. He is the CEO of Loadsure, CEO and founder of Loadsure, which is a company using AI technology for per load cargo insurance. Did I accurately describe that?
You did, yes. Spot on. We are evolving and we'll go into that.
Yeah. Nah, sure, man. This really sounds amazing. I'm excited to learn more about the product and more about you as well. So before we kind of get into the story of the product and Loadsure, just give us a brief background about yourself, Johnny, who you are, and just kind of how you got into this space.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on your show. A little bit about myself. Come from an insurance family, so followed in footsteps. Over 20 years ago, I entered the London insurance market as a wholesale insurance broker and fell into cargo and logistics insurance, and genuinely fell in love with the fact that I was providing protection to such a fundamentally important element of the supply chain and for us as consumers. And I stuck with providing protection to that sector all my career, and over the 20 years, having handled a global book of business, really started to focus heavily in North America and providing insurance products to the freight industry there, and saw huge digitalization occurring, bringing more automation to the freight industry and reducing the fragmented processes. But we, as a very archaic traditional insurance market, were not able to keep up, and that was causing me concern, causing the industry concern, that we weren't actually serving the most important element of the industry, and that's the SMEs, because the economics didn't make sense when handling SMEs with the human touch points that are involved in the traditional insurance market. So they were and have been massively underserved. So that's my objective, obviously, of Loadsure, is to ensure that we better serve the sector of the industry that has been underserved for so long, through technology.
Got it. Now, when you use the acronym SMEs, what does that refer to?
Small, medium-sized entities. SMEs, okay. The same
thing. I got you. Just want to make it clear for anybody who's listening who doesn't know that acronym. Number two, what does per load cargo insurance mean? What is that, and how does that differentiate from traditional cargo insurance?
Yeah. So today, in traditional insurance market, you're forced to buy large annual covers that have upfront premiums and are very expensive and clunky to procure. And so what we have done is ultimately broken that down through technology, using technology to embed itself directly within the digital infrastructure of the freight industry, to provide the ability for our stakeholders, our customers, the community that we serve, to buy insurance on a per load basis. So as and when they need it, as opposed to if they need it. So it's a very instant available insurance offering without having to go through the traditional channels of procuring insurance. It's embedded in the digital infrastructure, the workflow of our partners, just like you and I. When we go and buy our airline tickets to travel, you're able at that checkout point to buy travel insurance, and it's the same principle, on particular, on the spot market, etc. If you're moving a shipment from A to B, you need insurance, You want that broadest form of coverage, and that's not readily available in the traditional insurance market. But what we built is the ability to buy it as and when you need it.
Got it. What is the spectrum of the types of insurance that you provide? Can you kind of give us an idea? Is it the same as the traditional market? Do you offer everything that traditional insurance would, or are you guys like you just serve a portion of that? Can you kind of explain that?
Yeah. So, of course, depending on your role in the freight industry, there's all sorts of coverage that is required to meet contractual obligations, and what we are selling on a transactional basis right now is what we refer to as all risk cargo. So it's a far broader coverage than the traditional MTC policy that sits with the carriers, and far broader than the contingent cargo coverage that a lot of freight brokers have or are required to have. This product is a first party policy, so it's not a liability policy, and it covers first party losses, so therefore our policy responds immediately, and it's not on the basis of proving negligence against the carrier. So it's there to protect the ultimate cargo owner and the cargo itself, rather than the MTC policy, which the industry relies upon. The clues in the title that the carrier's liability policy is to protect the carrier, not the cargo that is actually being hauled. So it's a far broader policy that eliminates the need of proving liability, proving negligence. It's got far less extensive exclusions, and the MTC policy is full of very wide defenses, and it's a very laborious process to file a claim against an MTC policy. So this is as I said, a first party policy that responds instantly, and through our digital framework, we can now settle claims as well in pretty near instant time. So the other day we settled the claim in under 10 seconds, which is pretty cool.
No, it's super cool. So would this be kind of like an umbrella policy? And what are the limits?
So it's an all risk cargo policy, so it does only protect the physical loss or damage of the cargo, and on our per load product on this pay as you go basis, it's coverage for that particular shipment up to $2 million. So you can instantly purchase insurance to cover the invoice value of the cargo being moved for up to $2 million. Anything over and above that, it then triggers a referral to our underwriting team.
Got it. So what are the criteria for a claim? You said you were able to, you had a claim in under 10 seconds, you guys were able to resolve that. What are the criteria in order to get that claim resolved so quickly?
Obviously data is important, and because of our digital framework, we embed ourselves directly within the digital platforms, such as a transportation management system, marketplaces, load boards. So the more data we can ingest at the electronic first notice of loss form that is within our platform, the more data that goes through that, meeting the logic within that decision engine, the quicker that claim can be paid. And so what happens is we request a fair amount of information surrounding the scenario of the claim and the causation of the loss, and a number of documentations depending on what the cause of loss was. So for example, if it was a road traffic accident, then we'd want to obviously obtain the police report, or any evidence with regards to that, invoice loading, loading documents, etc., that would be supportive of that claim. And then our OCR technology identifies those documents, confirms those documents, and if all the logic is met within the decision engine, then it goes through to our settlement system, which will then automatically settle that claim to the claimant.
What type of things would prevent a claim from being settled?
Lack of data, lack of information, packing list, for example, if that wasn't available, we would want to obviously obtain that. Police report would be required, and if that wasn't readily available, then that would hold up the claim. But generally, if the information there and the claim file is complete, then we would obviously be able to automate this very quickly.
Got it. And you guys are using AI technology. Can you give us just a brief 6th grade level understanding of how the AI technology kind of works?
Yeah, so we use it in a number of different areas. So obviously our platform is end to end, and so therefore we embed ourselves directly within the freight industry, and so the distribution is all part of our technology and being visible when needed, and therefore the shipments and the volume of shipments that we see is enormous. So we can't and don't want to touch, from a human standpoint, all those shipments, so it all feeds into our algorithm. So what happens with our algorithm is that the more data it ingests, we are building AI models at the same time to build constant mirror pricing to verify the pricing is accurate and sustainable, and also enabling us to continue to provide accurate, sustainable insurance. So the AI and the machine learning piece is all part of that. So we are learning from the ingestion of data. We're understanding the profiles and behaviors of our stakeholders within the movement of the cargo from A to B. So there's so many different risk profiles that are needed to be analyzed. So you've obviously got driver's behavior, you've got seasonality, crime data, all sorts of different data that influence our pricing, and therefore the AI and machine learning has to understand all that data in real time to constantly monitor and ensure that we are providing the best price to our clients.
Got it. Is there any type of human element to this? Is this all AI and kind of automated?
It's a journey. It's I'm an insurance broker by background, and you learn pretty quickly when building an InsurTech that or any technology that you can't just turn on a switch and the technology's there, especially if you're building your own proprietary technology. So it's a journey to constantly digitalize, and one of our successes to get to the point of which we are today is by tracking non-financial KPIs that drag us through this automation journey, and using technology as our framework. So yes, there are certain elements that would trigger a referral because our black box is that size and we need it to be that size. So we don't want to say no. And if the computer says no, it doesn't mean that we can't look at the business and write the business. It would just have to be referred to our our underwriting team, which is where that human touch point comes in. But what we're doing is always retrospectively learning from why that triggered a referral, and then looking at ways to expand our black box to remove that touch point in the future.
Got it. Have you guys done any research as to what type of savings your customers will see using you guys in the per load insurance as opposed to traditional insurance, like on an annual basis?
Yeah. So obviously, the key for our success and our competitiveness is reducing the acquisition costs within the insurance and within the premium. So the more human touch points there are in the insurance chain, then obviously the higher the acquisition costs become. And so what we have done is removed as many human touch points as possible to reduce the acquisition costs. So on a per load basis, we're extraordinarily competitive, because obviously the traditional markets don't really want to touch transactional insurance, so that they don't want to do the one-offs. They want to annualize it. So there's significant savings for customers that are buying insurance on a per load basis, and some of those savings can be greater than 70%.
Got it. Greater than 70%. Wow. Okay. So how do you guys, so if everything is done on a per load basis, like how do you guys retain your customers? Like, what does your churn look like? Can you talk to me a little bit about that? Because everything's per load, right? And it's that one transaction, then you're done. So what does that look like for you guys as a business?
Yeah. So again, it's basically being available, being visible when needed. It's no hard sell. One of my co-founders and COO, Jim Hyde, he refers it quite elegantly as it's like candy at a checkout aisle. You're there when you're there to drawing attention, and you're there. People, because of our service, the way that it is readily available, the mindset of buying insurance on a per load basis is become very attractive to the industry, especially when margins are so thin. And the financial benefits with fragile cash flows is significant, because you're not paying for upfront insurance for forecasted shipments that may or may not occur. And we look at how fragile the supply chain is at the moment. It's certainly showing that its value, and because we are human-centric tech, it's very much about that trust and that customer retention. But what is important for us is we're more than just what we refer to as a risk transfer mechanism. So we are a holistic freight protection company, and what that means is we're there to provide the insurance policy in the event of a claim, but or loss. The ultimate goal is for us to suppress and mitigate that loss from occurring in the first place. So obviously we're ingesting a lot of data to provide accurate, sustainable insurance to our customers, but at the same time we're ingesting unprecedented levels of data from the industry to enable us to give actionable insights to our customers, to enable them to make smarter, wiser risk mitigation decisions. And that as a complete ecosystem is very valuable to not only us when it comes to pricing and providing the best risk management solution on the market, but also to the customers when procuring and buying insurance. They know that they're always going to be given more than just a piece of paper. There's actionable insights that come with our solution. So it's smart insurance. It's a modern day insurance. It's all about visibility. It's all about understanding the risk, and real-time data helps us enable that.
Got it. Take me through the customer journey when using Loadsure. Like your onboarding process. How do things work?
Yep. So we're an InsurTech that understands the value of the insurance intermediary. I'm an intermediary by trade, as we said. So insurance intermediaries are the trusted advisors of the freight community when it comes to insurance, and we don't want to disrupt that. What we want to do is make their job easier and more efficient, and to enable our insurance brokers to focus on their customers' relationships and to provide risk advice, risk management for more larger complex areas of insurance. So what we do is we provide a white labeled environment to our insurance brokers, and within that we are enabling our technology, which is either simplistically a portal that anyone can upon approval can obtain access to, so that can happen instantly. And then you can procure insurance through the portal by manually inputting the information, and it then will automatically provide you with a certificate of insurance, and payment is then carried out within the system on a per load basis. But nobody wants another login, nobody wants double key information. So the true secret source of Loadsure is about our API connectivity and providing an API integration within the workflow and workstation of the assured. So that is always our goal, to become a button within that workflow. As and when a shipment is being booked, it can be insurance can be purchased at a click of a button with under a second. So it's a journey to nurture our customers to that true integration. Some customers instantly want that integration, and that integration can happen in under 5 days. It's very, very straightforward to implement, and it's very self-serving as well. We've done a number of integrations where we haven't actually been involved because of the way that we have designed our technology and our self-serving solutions when it comes to embedding this. So it's very much simplified insurance offering, not only from the products from an insurance standpoint that we offer, but also our technology that we provide. My CTO, all he is destined to do is to provide technology that is as simple to use as our iPhones. iPhones don't come with any instructions.
Right.
Insurance traditionally is very cumbersome, very technical, very old school, and we want to revolutionize that and provide simplistic insurance offerings that give the broadest coverage, the best price, with the slickest technology wrapped around it.
Got it. So just for clarity, the customer doesn't interface with Loadsure directly. They're going through the broker, right? That's what you're saying?
Yep. So we provide everything's powered by Loadsure.
Got it. It's provided through the broker. So the customer would have to go directly to Loadsure to get this. They'd still work through their broker, and then the broker would then in turn work with you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we work with a large number of retail brokers within the transportation space, and we provide our platform to them.
But they would be offering the per load insurance to the customer.
Yes.
Got it.
Exactly.
Understood. Okay.
But we also integrate ourselves directly within the TMSs of the industry, where there is not necessarily a insurance broker relationship. So we can be found in a lot of household name transportation management systems.
Got it. What has been the biggest challenge in building Load4 for you over? How long have you guys been building the product? Well, you've already built it, but how long have you guys been around?
We'll never stop building.
You're still always going to continue to iterate, right?
Yeah, so I founded the company in November 2018.
2018.
So
Yep.
4.5 years we've been at it.
Got
What's the toughest thing
Toughest thing.
hardest thing that we've faced? Well, this black swan event that we all faced of the pandemic was pretty terrifying. I've been pretty lucky in the way that we're a fast growth business. I've raised money just at the right time to help and continue us on this journey to provide this value proposition to the freight community. So, the complexities of building a business and a startup and a progressive business is very challenging. Let alone put a pandemic in the middle of it all, it becomes even more challenging. But one thing I'm super proud of is the fact that our business model is robust. It's providing value. We're not a technology company that is looking for a solution to solve. It's we've built Loadsure because of an underinsurance crisis that needed to be resolved, and the only way to resolve it was through technology. So that has certainly been adopted. It's an honor to be here in Orlando at TIA. This is actually where it all started for us 4.5 years ago.
Wow.
And the difference between walking the floor of TIA 4.5 years ago to walking the floor now is
full circle moment, right?
It's incredible. And when it comes to insurance, it's all about trust, and doing something that is innovative and progressive. It takes some time to build up that trust and build brand awareness. And I'm really proud that we are being recognized, and our customers are seeing value in the efficiencies that we bring when it comes to insurance. Insurance is a pretty dry topic.
Right.
We're trying to make sure that it's as simple and efficient and dynamic to meet everyone's needs. The world is evolving, the risk is evolving, and we need to make sure that our insurance products meet the needs of the industry.
How unique is your offering? Do you have competitors out there? Or are you guys the only ones in the space doing what you do?
I would say we were
first to market.
First to market, and we've obviously got first to market advantage. There's a big problem to solve, and technology does solve it. And of course, that then leads to competition. There's a number of products out there that are not necessarily focused on exactly what coverage we provide, but the InsurTech space is certainly topical and growing. On the commercial auto side, there's a lot of InsurTechs trying to solve the problems that insurance has driven there. Obviously addressing some of the concerns when it comes to nuclear verdicts and things like that. And so yes, there is emerging competition, and one thing that we're very confident in what we're doing. We built our technology based on the latest, greatest tools out there, and are continuing to demonstrate how our product can be utilized and adopted, and our growth is evident to that.
Yeah, my next question was going to be, how do you keep your competitive edge? But I think you kind of just answered that. Is there anything else that you want to add to that, the way you guys are keeping that competitive edge?
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's all about your secret sauce at the end of the day. So I won't go into it too much, but ultimately it's data. How you analyze that data, understand the risk, as well as wrapping the technology around the insurance product in a very efficient way. So there's a lot to do. Going back to my point, we will never stop building, we'll never stop learning. Our algorithm is very advanced today, but we're just scratching the surface. And we've got a very agile and creative data team that are looking at all sorts of different data sets to enable us to analyze and look at the outcomes, so that we can show to our community, the freight community, that actually what we're putting out there is accurate pricing. And insurance is had a bit of a negative name for quite some time. The rising cost of insurance has caused further headaches in the freight industry, and I want to show to the freight industry that through data and our analytics that we can drive down the cost of insurance and support the community, which is ultimately what insurance is here to do. Got it. You guys have done a tremendous job up to now, the last 5 years. What are your projections for this year and the next, let's say, 2 to 5 years? What's the future of Loadsure? Well, ultimately, it's be the category king of holistic freight protection, and to build that all-encompassing holistic solution, it takes time. So we've got a very well thought out roadmap, which it brings to market a number of products to serve the freight community, not only from that risk transfer piece, but also the active risk management piece, and continue to evolve our technology to be best in class. So we want to be recognized as that superior premier offering, and we're going to be true to our word, and continue to deliver touchless premium. Got it. Well, Johnny McCord, thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation. Before we go, can you let the people know where they can connect with you directly and learn more about Loadsure and what you guys are building? Yeah, absolutely. So Johnny McCord, CEO and founder of Loadsure. You can reach me on LinkedIn or contact us directly through our website, which is loadsure.net. All right, amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today on this shift presented by Truck and Hustle. Johnny, I wish you the best of luck. I look forward to having this conversation again and see where you guys are at in the next year or so. Likewise. Thanks very much for having me. All right, sir. Take care. Thank you guys for joining us today. Join us next week, next Thursday, for another very, very interesting episode of this shift. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks very much. It was good conversation. Hope that went okay.